Hey there, happy Wednesday. I am getting ready to push play on week 4, day 2 of 10 rounds. Today is our upper body lift day. From the little bit of pre-reading I did, it does look like we go back to doing the unilateral followed by the bilateral movements. So maybe kind of starting over based on the weightlifting styles we did back in week 1. Except for it looks like we also have some burnouts we're going to add in. So I'm sure I'll have some more to tell you when I'm all done. About 30-minute workout for our weightlifting session today. So let's push play. Okay, so I just finished up week 4, day 2 of 10 rounds. Again, we are in Miami for week 4. So today what we did is I referred to it earlier as kind of the unilateral, bilateral, but he just calls it a single, double. The difference between this week and week 1 though, is that we actually added a burnout round at the end of each block. So really what we're looking at is 4 sets at 50 seconds each. Working one muscle group at a time. So for instance, we would do a single arm chest press on the right, the left, then we did a rotating chest press, both arms, followed by another 50-second burnout using our resistance bands. So a couple of changes with that is that, again, if you watch some of my earlier videos, I mentioned how I'm actually using the 9-inch resistance loops as opposed to the 12-inch ones that were recommended as part of the equipment for 10 rounds. I'm 5'4", so generally the 9-inch loops have been fine. However, when doing the resistance loops for these kind of more isolated movements, you're really gonna have to play around with the band. So there were some times where I felt like a yellow was fine, and maybe my green or my blue was just way too tight for the movement we were doing. So maybe if you're using the 9-inch loops, don't get frustrated if you see the whole crew using a higher resistance loop and maybe you can't do it. It could also just be because your loop is going to be shorter. So there were a few times that I started with one loop and then found that I wasn't really getting the work that I needed to with the proper form. So I switched my loop, no big deal. The other thing is, with the 50 seconds per, one thing that I found is that I always start with the single on my right and then I move to my left. So it's probably better since I'm right-handed that I'm getting a little extra work on the left. But what would happen is I would do my one, so let's say curls. So I would do my single arm hammer curl on my left, and then we would have a very, very short break before we were doing both sides. So I would always feel it a lot harder on my left side because of the fact that there wasn't as much of a break between, whereas I had an entire 50 seconds between doing a move on my right side before we did the doubles. So just something to kind of think about. At first I was thinking about maybe switching it up because I know my right's more dominant. But because I know that my right's more dominant, my left probably needs that work. So, that's how I'm doing it for right now. So tomorrow is going to be our second boxing day of the week in Miami. So I'm looking forward to, again, some new moves, some add-ons to our current combinations, just really leveling it up as we, get closer and closer to the end of the program. So I hope you're all finding these videos helpful. If you are doing 10 rounds or if you're considering it, if you have any questions, if you want to reach out, or if you are currently, looking for a coach, I do plan on doing another round of 10 rounds, and that will actually start, I believe, April 27th. I plan on going right into a second round of 10 rounds. If you want to join in on our group, that would be awesome. Just hit me up on my Instagram or comment on the video. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.